active ingredients in Ozempic and other expensive GLP-1s, but for 80 to 90% less and shipped directly to your door.
How do I get started with Zelfie?
Just send them a text.
Text SAFE to 200-300 to get started today with Zelfie. Get the same active ingredients in Wegovy or Ozempic, but for 80 to 90% less and 100% online. Don't wait. Text SAFE to 200-300 right now for a link to your exclusive offer. Text SAFE to 200-300. That's SAFE to 200-300. SAFE to 200-300.
Sometimes it feels like the world is moving at hyperspeed and you can't keep up because it's one thing then another. And don't forget the meeting and the yoga class and the dinner reservation. But then you get into the all-new Nissan Murano and you feel the breeze from the panoramic moonroof while the massaging seats melt away the tension of the day. And you realize that sometimes the greatest rush is not rushing at all. Shop the all-new Murano at nissanusa.com. Panoramic moonroof massaging leather appointed seats are available features.
KDWB FM, Richfield, Minneapolis, St. Paul, an iHeartRadio station. Make us the #1 preset on your car radio and on the free and improved iHeartRadio app. Listen for all your music, radio, and podcasts. Free never sounded so good.
One of life's greatest mysteries has finally been solved.
Who let the dogs out? Spruce, Spruce, Spruce.
It's Spruce, the new hard-working, worry-free weed and grass killer that's safe for use around people and pets. When used as directed, spray the leaves for visible results in just 1 hour and dead weeds in just 1 day. You spray, they play. Weeds die by the next day.
Who let the dogs out?
Find Spruce wherever weed killers are sold.
From the 612 Injured, High Merle and Lammers Injury Law Traffic Center.
We have delays on 94 westbound from Cretin to Franklin. 94 has a crash eastbound at Weaver Lake on the right. Traffic heavy from Brockton Lane. 94 slow eastbound from 394 to Hiawatha. 494 slow westbound from Cedar to 35W. 694 delays westbound Central to 252. I'm Maria Arnold, and that's your latest total traffic.
This report is sponsored by Luther Brookdale Mazda.
Up to $2,000 auto show bonus cash? Luther Brookdale Mazda. 0% APR for 36 months on qualifying new Mazdas? Luther Brookdale Mazda. Midwest's largest volume Mazda dealer, 5 years running? Luther Brookdale Mazda. See dealer for details. The only thing we overlook is $694.
Now live on streaming video, KDWB's Dave Ryan Show is now on YouTube every morning starting at 7 a.m. Just search Dave Ryan TV.
Yep, you can watch us on TV, watch us on YouTube. If you got that kind of time in the morning, I envy you. Just that is awesome. So, but if you want to comment, Bailey and Vaughn and I will comment back and forth a little bit. So watch us on YouTube, Dave Ryan TV. I want to just bring up a little something.
Okay. You look like you're going to be crotchety. Your face is giving crotchety.
Does it give crotchety vibes?
It's giving. I got a bone to pick.
I don't think it's giving anything different than it normally gives. So
I don't know how to take that, Jenny.
Exactly. She said you look dusty.
Here's my question.
Go ahead, Dave.
So, and this is directed at no one in particular in my family, but it is generally at my family. Mm-hmm. So when you see if anybody else who's a parent has this, and if you are a child of a parent, I want to see if you do this wrong. You send somebody a check for their birthday, okay? Mm-hmm. And I know it's a check, okay? Let's say your daughter, Janice, let's say my fictional daughter, Janice, is having a birthday, and Janice lives in Houston, for example. And I send her $100 for a check for her birthday. Mm-hmm. Happy birthday, Janice. Love, Dad. And 6 months later, she still doesn't cash it. I'm annoyed with Janice now. Mm-hmm. It's like, well, you either didn't appreciate it or you certainly don't need $100 from me because I mailed you $100 for your birthday, Janice, and you still haven't cashed it. I can tell you haven't cashed it because it hasn't cleared my bank yet.
Aren't you happy that your daughter, Janice, has $100 like in her bank account that she doesn't need to check your cash?
It's not really the point. It's kind of like if I brought you a pie, and then I came over 3 weeks later and the pie was in the garbage or still sitting there on the counter, I'd be like, well, you didn't appreciate the pie that I made you.
I think it's different.
Yeah.
Pie, one, it goes bad. And two, like money, like what if I just didn't get to the bank in time?
Yeah.
Or not in time, just in general.
Who goes to the bank, Dave?
You don't have to. You scan it on your phone.
You have to log in. You have to log in.
Even I know you scan it on your phone, 1998.
Take a picture. You got to have a dark background.
So, so let me ask if there's other parents of kids like this. Say you got a 20-year-old kid or a 25-year-old kid or whatever, and you send them a check for their birthday. and they don't cash it for 6 months, you get a little bit annoyed because you're like, yeah, Janice, my fictional daughter, still has not cashed her check.
I think that
I want to see some appreciation. I don't expect you to call up and tell me what a wonderful person I am. At the very least, cash your damn check, Janice.
I think that makes you sound like a little old fart, Dave.
Really?
Yeah, because who cares? Because
it's
check.
rude. It's a lack of appreciation for the check that I sent you.
I think it's just a matter of our younger generations don't really do checks. So for us, it's not top of mind to go and immediately cash it. I have literally put a birthday card, because I keep birthday cards, the one thing I hold on to. I put it in my birthday card bin, completely forgot about it until my mom, like a month later, was like, hey, don't forget to cash that check. And I was like, did I lose it? And I had to go back and find it, because it's just like, I don't know. We're used to either cash, and even cash is rare for our generation.
Yeah.
We're just used to credit cards or Venmoing each other.
Just Venmo me $100.
So I feel
that's so impersonal. The Venmo you $100 for your birthday? Now that seems impersonal.
Yeah. I mean, I agree with that. I wouldn't say that that's great for birthdays. And I see your perspective, but I do just think that because we are not of the generation that grew up using checks regularly, it's just not top of mind for us to go cash it right away. It is rude if someone is like 6 months later down the line and all of a sudden $100 gets taken out of their account and they only had $200 to their name. I could understand that perspective where it's like, well, wait.
If that's the case, then why are you writing a check for like $100 if you don't have $100 to give? Because then you say like, oh, well, she must have not needed the money. Well, it was the only reason you gave her money because you thought she needed it for her birthday.
It's because I love Janice.
Well, then great. It doesn't matter when it got cashed. She'll cash it eventually.
You only feel that way because because it's a check. If it was a gift card, people keep gift cards for years without using them. But you almost half the time never know if they spent it or not. And you wouldn't care then. You don't care.
I am getting roasted on text messages.
Yeah,
and I expected this when people are like, nobody uses checks anymore.
But there's some people that agree with you. Somebody just texted, Dave, yes, my mom made a rule growing up. Checks have to be cashed before the day we write them, before we write the thank you card, because thank you cards need to go out within a week of receiving the gift. I'm only 30 and I get annoyed by this.
You're an old soul. I sent the neighbor kid in Colorado. She's graduating from high school. So the neighbor kid out in Colorado, and she has got such a great family. She's like 18 and got her pilot's license already. And she sent me a thank you card back right away. And I'm nearly positive I sent her a check. I think I sent her a $50 check. But I kind of get it.
Yeah.
I'm not going to Zelle or Cash App you any money, but I might switch to gift cards because that way, you know what? You spend your Chipotle gift card whenever you want to.
Right, exactly. And it like lives in your wallet versus a check. Like I might put it in my wallet, but then I have to take it out, log into my bank account on my phone, take a picture of it. And that's if my bank account has the kind where you can take a picture of it.
I mean, the whole mobile checking thing is pretty easy now. So I think I've gotten better at cash checks right away or getting them in my account. But Dave, do you not address the problem that as you see it? If it happens after a while, like, are you not addressing it after 3 months?
No.
I'm
not going to call Janice, my fictional daughter, and say, Janice, why didn't you cash your dad's check?
See, I don't know. That's what my mom does. She just calls me out, like, cash that check. And I was like, yeah. Okay, sorry, Ma.
There's a lot of people who are definitely saying, hey, boomer. Okay, fine. But then there's a lot of people. Here's one's 39. I'm on your side, Dave. You can snap a picture of the check on your phone and deposit it in 5 seconds. Thank you, Katie. It's true. We got to take a break. We're going to start running late. We got to do right now your keyword because we got winners coming all the time. The keyword right now for Kendrick and SZA is Bill, B-I-L-L. Now, you don't text it. Don't text it. Get on the talkback app, on the talkback feature on the iHeartRadio app. Make yourself a winner by saying the keyword is Bill. That's really all you got to say. If you want to say something else, that's fine. But just make sure the gist of it is the key word is Bill because we listen to all of them. Somebody does, not me. And then we make sure that they are actually saying the key word is Bill. Go do that now on the Talkback feature for Kendrick tickets. Good luck.
This week is it. The last week to grab your Kendrick SZA tickets.
Trying to strike a chord, and it's probably A minor.
Get ready by making KDWB your #1 preset on our iHeartRadio app.
Yo, what's poppin'? It's Kendrick Lamar letting y'all know.
Your first chance to win is 7:10 weekday mornings with The Dave Ryan Show on 101.3 KDWB.
From the Custom One MN.com Weather Center.
We'll see some sun, then we'll see some clouds, then we'll see some sun again today with a high of 54. And then tomorrow warming up a bit, partly sunny, a high of 62.
This report is sponsored by Sun Country Airlines. Get out of town with Sun Country. With over 100 destinations throughout North America, Mexico, and the Caribbean, Sun Country has someplace for everyone. Get inspired and start planning your vacation at suncountry.com. What are you waiting for? Get to going.
Looking for the perfect engagement ring? At Shane Company, we know this is an exciting time. It can also be overwhelming. Customers say this a lot. Where do I start? How do I choose? At Shane Company, this is where the magic happens. Since 1929, we've been experts at helping customers find the perfect engagement ring. We invite you into the design process, help you pick out the perfect diamond or colorful gemstone, and choose a style that speaks to you. Come see us in store and at shaneco.com. Shane Company, your friend and jeweler.
They said that building an outdoor kitchen bigger than your indoor kitchen would be crazy. But when you consider all the possibilities of a TrueStone Financial home equity loan with an APR as low as 5.74% and for a limited time, no closing costs, well, the sizzling burgers on that built-in grill, they say otherwise. A TrueStone home equity loan is flexible financing for just about everything, even outdoor kitchens. It's true, because we're TrueStone. Get cooking at truestone.org. Terms and conditions apply. Closing cost offer not valid with competing offers or promotions. Equal housing opportunity.
KDWB-FM, Richfield, Minneapolis, St. Paul, an iHeartRadio station. Make us the #1 preset on your car radio and on the free and improved iHeartRadio app. Listen for all your music, radio, and podcasts. Free never sounded so good.
Get ready for spring with Snap Fitness. They've got locations everywhere. It's open 24/7, so it's
All right, welcome back to Family Feud. Olsen family. We polled 100 people. Top 5 answers are on the board. Give us a reason for being late to work. Chuck, go ahead.
I was that
Good answer.
Good answer.
All right, show me that All right, Jacobson family. 100 people surveyed. Top 8 answers are on the board. Name something you drive. Carolyn, go ahead.
Dead ass.
All right, good answer. All right.
Good job.
Show me dad ass.
Yeah.
All right. Back to the Olsons. 100 people surveyed. Top 3 answers are on the board. Something you see at an amusement park. All right, Kyle, go ahead.
People.
All right, okay.
Good job.
See if it's up there. Show me people. All right, Dawn, it's to you. Same question. Something you might see at an amusement park.
People.
Good answer. Now, Dawn, you do realize that answer has already been guessed, and it's already up on the board. You see it up there?
Oh, it's okay, Steve. I want to guess it again. People.
All right. Okay, show me people. All right. Well, it's the #1 answer and #2 answer. All right. Time for the bonus round. Chuck and Carolyn, come on over here, you guys. Bonus round. All right. Chuck, you are up. 20 seconds on the clock. First question, excuses for not turning in your homework.
My dog ate it.
Oh, sorry. Try it again.
I must have put it in the dishwasher.
Nope, no, not there. Try it again, Chuck.
Busy sucking.
Oh, there it is. Yes, very good. Carolyn, you get the same questions. 20 seconds on the clock. Excuses for not turning in your homework.
I lost it.
Oh, not there. No, sorry. Try again.
It caught on fire.
Oh, not there. Try again, Carolyn.
Grandpa got all over it.
All right, there it is. Good job. Congratulations, Olsen family. You got $20,000, and we'll see you next time on Family Feud.
You get into the all-new Nissan Murano, and you feel the breeze from the panoramic moonroof. while the massaging seats melt away the tension of the day. And you realize that sometimes the greatest rush is not rushing at all. Shop the all-new Murano at nissanusa.com. Panoramic moonroof massaging leather appointed seats are available features.
Join the M&M's Fun Club.
From the 612 Injured, High Merle and Lammers Injury Law Traffic Center.
Good morning. We have delays on 694 westbound from Central to 252. On the crosstown, traffic is sluggish, heading westbound from 28th Avenue to Portland. 169 slow northbound from Highway 101 to Pioneer Trail. Highway 36 has a crash westbound at Cleveland on the right. I'm Maria Arnold, and that's your latest total traffic.
This report is sponsored by Cub. Hop to Cub for a ham that brings the feast at a low price that makes everybody happy. Get Smithfield spiral sliced or portion half ham for only $1.69 per pound with My Cub Rewards. Cub, your one-hop shop for Easter.
The music, the energy, the outfits.
What is he wearing?
Whether you're front row or manifesting next year's wristband, iHeartRadio has the perfect playlist for this year's festival season. Music's biggest names taking this year's most iconic outdoor stages. Throw on the sunnies, the glitter, and these bangers to get your festival vibes on.
Welcome to paradise.
Search festival season and listen now on iHeartRadio.
You can do more than listen on KDWB. You can watch The Dave Ryan Show. Just go to YouTube and search Dave Ryan TV.
Make a little phone call. 1 second, please. It's KDWB.
Hello?
Good morning. Is this Candy?
This is Candy.
Now, when somebody says good morning like that, you know it's good news, right?
I got kind of nervous.
Yeah. Well, Candy, I got some great news for you. You win.
No way.
Yes, you did
You're
it.
lying.
I don't lie. I never, well, once in a while, but not this time.
Oh my gosh, I'm so excited.
You're going to go see Kendrick and SZA this Saturday night. So call your Aunt Carol and tell her you're not coming to her birthday party. You got something better.
I will not be at her birthday party.
Nope. You did it, Candy. By the way, I love your name. It sounds like a Hallmark Christmas movie, Candy Lane.
Thank you.
Candy, you entered, you did the talk back, and you said the keyword, and we picked you, and you are going to Kendrick on Saturday night. Woo!
Yay! Thank you.
What's your favorite radio station?
KDWB.
Yeah, and you sang it too. I love it. Simple as that. It's another winner for Kendrick and SZA. So now you know if Candy did it, you can do it.
Yeah.
Use that keyword. If you're going, I don't know the keyword, don't worry. We're about 15 minutes away from the next keyword on KDWB. So listen to win. The more you listen, the better your chance. I mean, it's simple. The more you listen, the better your chances of winning. That's like a mantra.
Yeah.
The more you listen, the better your chances are of winning.
I'm going to print that out on like something really fancy and put it up on my door.
It's a good idea.
Yeah.
It's kind of like the more scratch tickets you buy, the more your chances are of winning.
Except this is free.
It's free.
It's free. Yeah, very free.
Oh.
Okay. Keep listening to win on KDWB. While you're on the iHeartRadio app, if you don't have it, you need that to play this contest. So make sure you have the app. Set us as a preset because that makes everything just a little bit easier. We found out the other day that Vontavious Carl Leak, 23 years old. When's your birthday? October?
August 12th.
August 12th. Has never had this guy has never had a grilled cheese sandwich.
Never in my life.
It just never came up.
Yeah, it's not like because you guys know I am a picky eater, but it's just I will eat it. My mom just never made them, and I never asked for them necessarily.
God, they're so good.
I'm also the same guy that never had Chipotle until a year ago. Remember that?
It's so good.
Which is I guess weird. Yeah, a little bit weird.
Right? Shut up, Jenny.
So, and still to this day, today is April 15th, tax day. You've still never had a grilled cheese sandwich.
Never in my life.
Does it sound tempting at all to you?
It's okay. My mouth isn't salivating over it.
Okay.
But if I'm hungry and it's there, like, sure.
Okay.
Yeah, but you've never had it. Once you have it, you'll be salivating.
Yeah.
My mouth will be watering.
You'll be like, whoa, grilled fish.
Okay, Homer. So I'm asking, what about you? What have you never done that everybody else has done? Maybe you've never been to the state fair. You just have never been.
Oh, that'd be wild.
Oh, I'm sure there's somebody listening right now. It's like, I've never been to the state fair.
You don't know what you're missing.
You don't? What about somebody who's never been to Mall of America?
Mm-hmm.
There's somebody listening who's probably lived there here 10 years of their whole life.
Yeah.
They've never been. I just don't have any interest in going to the mall.
Sometimes you just don't, though. I guess. I mean, that makes sense.
I love the Mall of America.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You go all the time.
Well, yeah, a couple of 3 times a year.
Yeah. That's all the time to me.
Well, okay. What have you never done that everybody else has done? If you've got something, it's Talkback Tuesday. Use the same Talkback feature that you're going to use for Kendrick and SZA. Just tap that red microphone and let us know. What have you never done that you've never flown?
Mm-hmm.
You've never been on an airplane before.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe you've never been to the zoo. Have you been to the zoo?
Oh, I've been to the zoo many a time.
I've never been to the Minnesota Zoo.
Really?
What?
Really?
Okay.
I've been
So
to Como,
cool.
but no, never the Minnesota Zoo.
Minnesota Zoo is like 5 times the size of Como. Like, Como is great. I love Como.
Yeah.
But Minnesota Zoo
Como's
is
still
dope.
free, isn't it?
Yeah.
I believe it's free.
I feel like this isn't probably something that everyone's done, but being in Minnesota, it probably a majority of people have done this before, but I've never been on a snowmobile in my life.
Me neither. Yeah.
Okay.
And I feel like that's such a huge hobby in Minnesota, the Midwest in general.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good one. Maybe somebody listening's never been on a boat, never been on a lake before.
Speaking of Minnesota things, I've never gone on a cabin weekend.
Same.
Really?
Yeah, never once. And I grew up here, and I know people who have cabins. I've never gone let's go up to the cabin this weekend. Never done
That's
it once.
where everybody in Minnesota
Right.
goes. Like,
All summer.
where are the Smithsons? Oh, they're up at the cabin again.
Yeah, never once.
I used to be engaged to somebody at a cabin.
Yeah.
So, out in beautiful Cable, Wisconsin.
Can we reach out to them? Can I want a cabin weekend.
You can if you want to, yeah.
No, okay.
What about you? What have you never done? Use that talkback feature. It'd be kind of fun to hear from you. I'm going to read some text messages in the meantime. Here's one. I've never seen a Star Wars movie, and I will die on this hill.
Oh.
I think it's one of those things where it's like you look at it, you go, it's not my thing.
Mm-hmm.
I'll never see a Lord of the Rings or a Harry Potter movie. I have no interest.
Oh, those are my favorite.
I know. Here's another one, text message. I'm 32. I've never smoked a cigarette.
Oh, yeah, me neither.
Yeah, okay, good.
Yeah.
I don't think Susan's ever done that either. Here's one. This one says, I've never been to the state fair. I've never seen, these are all text messages, but I want to hear your talk back. I've never seen an episode of The Simpsons or Friends or South Park, and I get so much crap for it. I've never had a Big Mac, and I'm 30 years old.
Oh, Big Macs are so good, too. I recommend it. I mean, you can eat one in your life.
Yeah,
Maybe.
you can try one. Sure.
Yeah, why not?
55 years old. I've never been to Cane's.
You ain't missing nothing.
Yeah, that's what Vaughn says. He thinks Cane's is way overrated.
Super overrated.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like I'll eat it if it's there, but I'm not going out of my way for it.
This text says, I've never been stung by a bee. I don't think I've been officially stung by a bee. I think I've been grazed by a bee.
Oh.
Have you been stung by a
I
bee?
have. I was
Yeah,
sitting in
me
the park
too.
one time and I felt this horrible pain in my back.
Yeah.
Like it could only have been a bee sting. And I was like, yep, it was a bee sting. And it swelled up and it was awful.
Ooh,
so, yeah.
wow.
Got some talkbacks for you.
Let's do the talkbacks. What do you
Here
got?
we go.
I have lived in Minnesota my whole life, and I have never been to the Renaissance Festival. I'm sure it's a great time, but it just doesn't interest me. Have a great day.
You're missing out.
So
it really is.
I've never been either, so.
I will tell you, it's not for everybody.
Yeah.
There's some people like Bailey who work there who love it. They get all dressed up. They carry around a tin cup hanging from their belt and
Yeah.
a sword and a crown.
Exactly.
Nerds.
That's my outfit.
But it's fun to walk around and overeat,
Mm-hmm.
see the shows and things like
Oh,
that.
it's so fun. Jenny, we can go together.
I'm down.
Okay.
Let's do another one.
Mm-hmm.
Never gone to the state fair, never got stung by a bee, and never fractured any bones.
Oh, I've never fractured any bones.
I haven't either. Yeah, knock on wood.
Thank God.
I broke a bone in my foot once, and that was the only bone I've ever broken. Thank goodness.
How'd you break a bone in your foot?
I walked into a hand weight on the ground.
Ooh,
I
hand
had
weight,
like
a
an
dumbbell?
8-pound little hand weight
Or you
thing.
call is it a dumbbell?
Is that what those are? The little
Yeah.
ones?
Yes.
Yeah, a dumbbell.
Jeez.
A teeny little one. And I walked into it
Ouch.
and it hurt real bad.
Ouch.
Yeah. I
Here's
broke a
here's
little
another
bone.
one.
Hey, this is Gloria. I have never had a string cheese until like a couple months ago, and everyone panicked because I bit it because I didn't know how to eat it.
Oh.
But now I know, and it's great.
Okay, question. Do you guys bite your string cheese or do you peel it?
I bite it. I bite it, yeah.
I bite it. I used to peel. I just don't feel like you get the full flavor profile with just like a little
I
sliver.
agree, yeah. You got to get a mouthful of that stuff, yeah. What have
So
you
weird.
never done? This is based on Vaughn. He's never had a grilled cheese before.
Never
But there's
in
a
my life.
lot of odd things that people have never done.
This is Amanda from Egan. I have never flown and never will, and I'm 40 years old. Thank you.
Some people just won't.
Or they just don't go on vacations growing up.
Yeah.
My Nana never got on a plane until maybe 2 years ago. So
Really? Wow.
No. Here's
Okay.
another one.
More talkbacks.
I have never watched the movie The Titanic, and I have also never watched The Notebook. And the reason is because everybody talks about how much they make you cry, so I just instantly don't want to watch them.
Oh,
I've never seen The Notebook.
what?
No desire.
So good.
Oh, The Notebook's my favorite
So
movie.
good.
Really?
It is so good.
Titanic doesn't make you cry.
I mean, yeah, it does. It's sad.
I mean, yeah, kind of. I mean, a little bit. It's more
you
of an,
knew what happened.
It's more of an adventure than it is like a tearjerker kind of a movie.
It's just too long.
There's two more good ones.
Okay, what do you got?
Good morning, guys. Happy Tuesday. I have never had a cavity, and I'm almost 39 years old. Thank you.
Nice.
Lucky you.
Same. I've never had one.
Me neither.
Really?
Oh my God, look at us with our choppers.
I grew up with so many cavities. I grew up getting the little silver things in my teeth because I ate so much candy, like little caps. Because they would do a
Jeez.
filling.
Yeah.
There's so many school pictures of me looking like that. Here's another one.
Hi, KDWB. I have never seen a Harry Potter movie or read any of the books.
I saw the first Harry Potter movie and I realized it's just not for me. I saw it with Allison. I kept looking at I think I kept going out to the lobby to watch the Vikings game. Because they
Yeah.
were showing the Vikings game behind the counter.
Oh, it's nice that you had a great time with your daughter during that movie. You're like,
Did-
hold on, I got to get up and go back out and check the score. Okay,
Did
Dad.
not care. Couple of more on text messages. I've never been to White Castle, never been to Duluth, never had Culver's. I never had McDonald's. This one says via text at KDWB1. I never had wisdom teeth. They just never came in. I guess some people just don't get them. My husband has never had chicken pox and never broken a bone. And his mom purposely exposed him when he was young to chicken pox, and he still never got it.
Ooh, this one says I'm 38 and I've never changed a diaper. I feel like I've maybe changed one in my entire life.
Really? That's it?
Gosh.
Yeah.
It's so
Maybe
wild
one.
to me. I just
Mhm.
grew up babysitting, so
Yeah.
I've changed so many diapers in my life.
Yeah. I've never changed a tire. Never even learned how to
Do
do
you
that.
know how to change a tire?
Nope.
Really?
Not
I
a tire,
don't.
not oil. This one time my car was on the side of the road and whoever I was on the phone was like, check the oil, like the little dipstick. And I was like, what am I doing here? There's oil on it. I don't know what color it's supposed to be or how far down. None of that.
Check this little dipstick.
That's what it's called. The actual thing's called a
If you had a
dipstick.
flat tire, you'd be calling AAA or some tow truck to come by.
Yes. I'd call, yes. Or if I was home, I'd call like my dad, like, please come help me.
I showed Carson one time how to change a tire, and Allison too, but I don't know that they'd be able to do it.
Mhm.
They'd probably call me or
look it
call
up.
AAA. Yeah.
Right.
YouTube it. That's what you got to do.
Here's one more talk back.
Okay.
Hey guys, this is Jamie from Lakeville. I've lived in Minnesota all my life and I have never gone skiing. And I've lived across the bridge from Buck Hill for 13 years. And my aunt lived there 10 years prior to that. So I've had access to skiing all my life. And I have never once even strapped on skis.
Bailey's also never gone skiing.
Well, I went skiing for the first
Oh, you
time, but cross country skiing. I've never gone downhill skiing or snowboarding. I would die, so I'm not going to. I'll pass.
I can teach you.
No.
Okay.
It was hard enough just going down the tiniest little slope of a hill doing cross country skiing, and I made a hole in my pants because I kept falling over.
Takes a little skill.
It was hard.
That was fun. Thanks for all those. If you want to leave us a text message or a talk back, then do that. Make sure you get that talk back thing ready to go because we're about 7 or 8 minutes away from another keyword for Kendrick and SZA. You heard Candy a little while ago. I'll never forget Candy. Her name is Candy Lane. What a great name. That is so cool. Anyway, Candy, congratulations. More winners for Kendrick and SZA coming up.
The Dave Ryan Show, 101.3 KDWB.
Well, you heard the story. They went to space yesterday. Katy Perry, Gayle King, and an all-woman crew.
1, 2, 3, taking up space!
Oh, the moon! You guys, I have to tell you, look at the moon. That's amazing.
Wow, look at the blue line.
Oh my gosh. Oh my goddess.
Wow.
Oh my That's our pink moon.
That's amazing.
Jenny's not impressed.
I don't know. I think it's kind of ridiculous. Like I don't really understand what the point of the mission was. Like, were we doing something like good for the earth?
They
Probably
did have
not.
some sort of product. I mean, it was like experiments or something up there. Yeah.
I know they all were wearing Skims, so at least they were
Are you
wearing
serious?
Skims. Yes.
Those suits were Skims?
No, I think the Skims were underneath the suits. So they were wearing shapewear, so they all looked really good. They all had, their glam done, their blowouts done. And it's just you guys, oh my gosh, the moon.
I mean, that's a valid point. I do wonder what the purpose of it is.
Yeah, there isn't one.
I mean, but there's got to be something. Is it just to promote space travel?
I think so.
What is that? What it's all about? Space tourism?
I don't remember how much it costs necessarily, but I feel like it's the first step to space tourism, or be like, oh, you can go up to space too if you have $25,000.
No, I've seen those movies. I'll pass. I'm not doing space tourism. They're not convincing me by sending Katy Perry up there.
You guys, the moon.
Okay. Tonight, the premiere of The Carters, Hurts to Love You, is on Paramount Plus. It's a 2-part documentary about Nick Carter from BSB and his brother Aaron, who died. Remember, he died 3 years ago. Is told by Aaron's twin sister, Angel, and directed by Salil Moon Fry, who played Punky Brewster on TV. Here's a little clip for you.
You have to hide your pain.
Backstreet's back. All right.
I'll let you go. No one can see what's really happening to you. He was such a beautiful boy. He had so much to live for. When we were babies, Aaron was always smiling.
I've always loved trees for some reason.
He loved performing for people. So Aaron got into singing because he saw Nick singing. But imagine being a child and working like an adult. Having your childhood taken away from you.
To have that much pressure on him as a child. He was so lonely and so much longing for real love.
Fame and money destroyed our family.
No one can know the grief and the trauma.
You like it?
It is kind of sad when you think about it. You think about, oh my God, this kid had it all. What an ideal life. And he was like a child star, and he was talented, and he was very attractive, and he seemed like a kind human. But, the world of fame just ate him up. And then so they resort to drugs to take the pain, anxiety, depression, loneliness away.
Yeah.
And I think he died of a drug overdose. Didn't he?
Yeah.
Yes.
He overdosed.
He did. Yeah. Very sad. Doja Cat has got a new album coming out. I love Doja Cat. This is a little preview of her new music. And it sounds like Post Malone's got another country album on deck. He admitted that he's made 2 more trips to Nashville, and they've made probably 35 songs. I played cribbage last night over at Shout Out Wooden Hill Brewing over in Bloomington, I think it is, Richfield area.
Yeah.
And then I came home, and Susan was watching American Idol. And was it Jelly Roll? It was Jelly Roll that was on there last night, right?
Was it? I don't know. I didn't realize American Idol.
Swims mixed up.
I know. I get them mixed up too.
Well, really?
Well, they got tattoos on their face.
They both got tattoos
Jelly
on their
Roll
face.
has longer hair, though.
Is that how you tell the difference?
I mean, I also think they look different, but I don't know.
Jelly Roll has more of a country voice, I think, and then Teddy Swims has like a raspy type voice.
I think Jelly Roll is still decently, significantly bigger than Teddy Swims.
Oh, is he?
Bigger, physically bigger?
Yes.
Oh,
okay.
I thought you meant as a star.
Like a bigger star, exactly.
Oh, yeah, as a star as well.
That is The Dirt is brought to you by 612 Injured, Heimer and Lammer's Injury Law. We're going to dive right into a very different kind of a group therapy. And we've got her on the phone right now. I'm going to talk to her live right now on group therapy.
101.3 KDWB, The Dave Ryan Show. Group therapy.
Shauna is on the phone. Shauna wrote us an email, and we said, hey, Shauna, would you like to be on the radio to talk about this? And so maybe we can get a little bit more helpful. We can be more helpful if we're able to talk to you specifically in person. Hi, Shauna.
Hi, good morning.
Hey, thanks for being on. And I know this is a very difficult thing for you to talk about, but I hope we can help you out. And the thing about group therapy is that if we can't help you on the show, there are other people who are listening that might be able to give you some advice or words of wisdom. Tell me what you're struggling with right now, Shauna.
My boyfriend just out of the blue unexpectedly passed away
Last Tuesday, so 1 week ago.
Wow.
And this was, I mean, as far as you knew, he was, at least moderately healthy to very healthy. And then just kind of like, I mean, you don't have to give a lot of details, but 1 minute he was there and then he was gone.
Pretty much. Yep. He works early mornings, so we said goodnight Monday night. I sent him a message on Tuesday saying good morning, baby, and hadn't heard from him. So his coworker stopped over when he didn't show up from work and found him.
Wow.
And he was gone.
Yeah.
Gone.
And he was young.
37.
37.
Yep.
And so just devastating because this was your person, and just in a blink, and you described it in your email as just you're just kind of lost and don't know what to do. But I don't want to put words in your mouth. Tell me how you're feeling.
You're exactly right. It's a fog that I'm just kind of stuck in.
Yeah.
Trying to move forward. I just don't know how. I can't. I'm just lost right now.
I can't even imagine. So what you would like some help with is just what do you do next? Have you had people to talk to, your mom, your sister, your cousin, anybody like that?
Yeah, my parents actually live in Florida, so my mom came up this last weekend to spend it with me. I've talked to his family every day since, friends, family, everybody has been there. But this is such a niche thing that nobody has really gone through it themselves, so they're just saying the nice words that they can, but they don't really know what more to do for me.
And I think that's kind of the thing is people want to help, but they don't know what to say.
Right.
And sometimes because people don't know what to say, they kind of avoid somebody who has lost someone.
Yeah.
Because they don't know what to say.
Yep.
I think that, if you live long enough, you're going to lose somebody suddenly, unexpectedly in your life, whether it's a friend, whether it's a coworker, whether it's a family member, whether it's a partner or whatever. And I don't even know what to say, but because you can't diminish it by saying, hey, it's something everybody goes through. That doesn't make it any easier.
Right.
It's kind of like, as simply and totally different as when my dog died. It's something everybody has been through and everybody is sympathetic. But at the same time, and this is, on a much bigger level,
right.
This was your person. And I think one of the things is you didn't get a chance to say goodbye.
Exactly.
Did you plan a funeral for him, or has he had one yet, or are you going to?
A funeral is Saturday.
Okay.
Yep.
See, it's not that a funeral is necessarily you need to have it, but I know that that's also usually a good moment of closure, even though he was taken so suddenly that I don't know, maybe a funeral and being there and being able to talk about him with other people who knew him and kind of celebrate where his life in general could be at least partially helpful in closing a chapter, sort of. But it's never happened to me either, so I struggle with giving advice.
Well, I think whatever you feel is normal. That's how you feel, and it is a process, and it's not something you can just get over. I don't think that one day you wake up and go, yeah, okay. I don't know
it's a long time of healing to get used to probably this new life without him, but you're never going to get over this loss. It's just moving on with your life. Some person said, I lost a partner and my child's dad. I strongly recommend a grief camp. It was active-based counseling with others in similar situations. And I could send you one if you want to know about it, they said.
Let's talk to Danielle. We got some phone calls about this one. So basically it's Shauna. Shauna is, I'm going to guess you're around the same age that he was when he passed. She lost her boyfriend out of the blue. Said goodnight to him on Monday. Tuesday, he didn't show up for work, so a coworker went by and he was gone. And so Shauna's just lost. And you don't know. And I'm sure that, is there a little part of you, Shauna, that's for an instant, your mind will say, I need to call him.
Every day.
every day. Like when my dad died, it took a long time to get past I need to call him and see how he's doing, which is totally doesn't make any sense. But you want to call him and talk to him and say what happened. And that's normal too. Danielle is on the phone. Danielle, help us out here. Shauna is going through some stuff and she's lost. What do you want to say?
Well, being someone who was widowed at a very young age, at the age of 26, you're still in shock. And that fog right now, that's your body's natural response to the trauma that's happened. Don't make any big decisions, giant decisions right now about your life and what you're going to do and everything like that. You just need to start by taking things minute by minute, to hour by hour, to day by day. I really highly suggest there are support groups out there for this. There's lots of great books on dealing with grief and loss, but one of the things that really helped me was just going for walks in nature and kind of just allowing myself to be present in that moment. And it helped me kind of work through my grief. So just taking things slow right now. Don't make any hasty decisions because you're in shock right now. It's going to take some time to pull yourself out of that, but just slowly going for walks, taking things day by day. That's going to be the best part in finding the support group out there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people are saying support groups or grief counseling. We have a grief counselor on the phone. We'll get to her in a second. Ooh. And I know this is a little bit incongruent, if you want to say that, but I got to give you the keyword because there are people listening right now who are expecting that keyword, and I'm going to be respectful of your time. So the keyword right now is squabble. That keyword, just use the talkback feature and use the word squabble. Just say the keyword is squabble. You're good to go. So go do that. And we're going to get to the grief counselor right now. Brittany. Hey, thanks for listening. I'm glad you were here this morning to help us out with this one on group therapy. What would you say to Shauna? She's listening right now.
Yeah, good morning, Shauna. So the biggest thing, obviously validating where you're at. This is very common. And I know if it's something you haven't experienced before, it feels very abnormal. So a big thing we say in grief is what feels abnormal in life is normal, and we put that in quotes, is normal in grief. So everything you're experiencing is valid. It's to be expected. The biggest thing for someone who is fresh into their grief that I hear all the time is the pressure that they're getting from people in their life, whether it's coworkers, family, support system, whatever, of it's time to move on, especially after the funeral. Bailey made a really great point of that can provide a lot of closure for people. And sometimes I think that also carries the expectation of, oh, well, the funeral's done, I have to move on with my life. And that is not true. A lot of the work we do in grief is how do we grow around the grief? So it's not necessarily moving on without it, but it's moving alongside it. And that takes a lot of time to figure out what does your process look like. So right now, I would really encourage you figuring out what feels okay for you. Does it feel okay to jump back into some other hobbies, or do you just want to take some time for yourself, or do you need to readjust some things? How do you want to connect with him? All those different things is going to be really important right now, and really just figuring out what feels okay to you. And if there are things that people are encouraging that you're like, I'm not ready for that yet, that's okay. Set those boundaries and trust your process and listen to what feels good for you.
If you just turn the radio on, we're talking to Shauna. Shauna's probably about 37 or so. She lost her boyfriend 1 week ago this morning when he didn't show up for work, and somebody went to check on him and he was gone. So Shauna is, in her words, I think she said she's just lost and everything is so new. I will tell you, a friend of mine lost her 19-year-old son in a motorcycle accident. Again, he died right away. 1 minute he was there, 1 minute he was gone. And I went to the funeral, and she said to me, she looked at me and she said, this isn't real. This is not real. And that's very common too, to just not even accept it as real, Brittany.
Yes. So a lot of the first steps, and we try to move away from stages of grief because those just aren't real. And that's a whole different conversation. Okay. But a lot of the first things that we do in the grief work, especially with sudden losses like this, is just making sense of it, of like, one, this is real, this is my reality, but also there might be some unanswered questions of like, what happened? Or, for people who have maybe a spiritual religious side, it's like, why me? Why now? So it is a lot of your beginning works might be sitting in that space, which can be really uncomfortable. So I also encourage, find your safe support system and find those coping skills, which I know sounds cliche, but there's some truth to it, which is why we push on it so much. But find those things that are going to allow you to take care of yourself, that's going to allow you to reground, because your nervous system is like all out of whack right now. But yeah, really figuring out, why did this happen and how do I make sense of it? What does this mean for me now moving forward? And that takes time. And if we rush it, that's where we're going to run into a little bit different problems that feel a little bit more complex.
Can I ask you a question? Brittany, a grief therapist, a friend of mine lost it was his grandfather, but he raised him as a kid. So, and his way to cope was get right back into work. Just like the next day, go right back to work. And it did not work because a month later, he was still he didn't give a chance to grieve. So you got to have a chance to go through the process.
Absolutely. And I will say, sometimes people think, whether it's because society, right? It's like, oh, distract yourself. So sometimes we need that space to trial and error some things, but that's where I'm saying really listen to what feels okay for you. So if it does feel okay for you to go back to work, try it. And if you're like, okay, this is not working, give yourself that space to take some time off. Or if you're already in the space of like, I don't have the capacity to do that, set that boundary. It's going to be hard. I think in the corporate world, you get like 3 days bereavement leave. What is that? You can't do anything.
No.
So really honor, my clients are exhausted with hearing it, of honor your grief journey, which is simply just recognizing, which isn't really simple because it can be hard, but recognizing what feels true to you. Where are you in your grief journey? Because if you're not in the space of going back to work, but you go back anyway, that's where I'm saying it's going to get a little bit more foggy.
Can I ask you a question, Brittany? Because we got to be respectful of Shauna's time, and I know you can't stay on the phone forever too. But is there a resource for anybody like Shauna? Is there a website? I know they're professionals, but a lot of people don't know where to begin. Where should somebody like Shauna begin? Like a resource or a website or something?
So, Shauna, if you're looking for a therapist, Psychology Today is always a good search engine. You can look for specialties, your area, under insurance. I'm always happy to connect with you as well. Dave, I think you have my contact. I can always send that to you. Otherwise, What's Your Grief is a really great website resource. It's got resources for not only professionals, but also people who are going through similar things like that. So it helps you kind of explore, what does your grief look like? I've got blog articles, YouTube, but What's Your Grief is a really good resource. So
what'syourgrief.com or Psychology Today. Gotcha.
Yep.
Brittany, do I call you Dr. Brittany?
No, I'm just an LMST. I just have a master's.
That sounds impressive to me too.
Doctor enough for us.
Doctor enough.
Yeah.
You know what? I think it's so cool that when we ask a question on KDWB about this, but there's always somebody listening who's kind enough to call in and offer their advice.
Thank goodness too.
Hey, Brittany, thank you so much. And Shauna, I hope that helped a little bit. Maybe you got some answers, maybe you got a little direction, but I think maybe you realize that whatever you feel is how you feel, and that's okay.
Yes, thank you guys so much. I really, truly appreciate it.
Hey, wow, you take care. I don't know what else to say, but we're here for you. So thank you for being on KDWB, Shauna.
Thanks, guys.
That was a hard one. That was a different one than what we usually do. It's like, my neighbor's dogs won't stop barking. What do I do?
But I'm glad, because like what you said, there's always going to be somebody who knows what to say. And I'm glad someone called in knowing kind of exactly what to say, because I would not know what to say in that situation. So there's always somebody, though, and we're here for you.
Yeah, absolutely. So if you ever have a problem and you're like, I don't know what to do, then there's somebody listening who does know, because they've been through the same thing. So send an email into ryanshow@kdwb.com. All right, we are never more than 30 minutes away from your next keyword for Kendrick and SZA, so be ready for that one. Let's lighten the mood a little bit here and talk about something kind of fun. Woo. With What's on Your Radar. Every week around this time, we say, okay, hey, what have you noticed lately? What's cool? What's a show that you're watching, or a restaurant you discovered, or some web, whatever it is, a book or a podcast. Let's go around the room, starting with Jenny. Okay. What is on your radar that you want to share with everybody?
Yeah, there's just someone that I follow that I feel like has really helped me through some like hard times, like anxiety and stuff. So I wanted to share their Instagram. It's _peace from within. And it's just kind of all about like taking control honestly, of like your anxiety. But she pops up every once in a while, and everything that she says, it like really resonates with me. So once again, on Instagram, _peace from within.
_ peace from within.
Yes.
Bailey, what's on your radar?
Mine is the self-care app called Finch, where you have this little virtual pet, like a little bird, and it motivates you to engage in like different daily habits and activities that promote well-being. So it's kind of like having a Tamagotchi, but like you care for this little birdie by taking 3 deep breaths or doing 5 squats or drinking water and things that are good self-care bits. And you just get to raise this little pet and dress them up and all of that stuff.
All right, that
It's
actually
Finch.
sounded kind of cool.
Yeah,
I like
Finch
that one.
app.
I'm going to make a little note to myself.
Yes.
Now, is it a free app?
It is a free app, and it's just like gamifying your self-care, which I love.
Okay, that's cool. Vaughn, what is on your radar?
Mine is Sisyphus Brewing. It's a brewery in the Dominion building right next to Dunwoody College. They do they have a comedy club in the back of it. So you can get your brew or your beer or whatever. And then in the back, they do open mics every single Thursday. And then Saturdays, they have headliners. And I think it's just really cool. I went one like a week ago, and it was a packed house.
Place is great.
It is great, but
Love
I had
it there.
one of the worst days of my life there. So that's all I ever think about when I hear that.
That's
Get
how you
into that
remember
another time.
Sisyphus Brewing? I'm
But
sorry,
I like
Jenny.
it. I like the brewery.
But go to the open mic there, too, every Thursday.
Nice.
What's on your radar, Dave?
Mine is a Facebook page called Film Locations Then and Now. And they'll take an old film location like the high school courtyard on Grease, and they'll show what it looked like in the movie, and then they'll take a current day picture of it now. And it's just cool. They do some from way back in like the 1940s of what it looked like then in the movie and what it looks like now. And it's just cool to go back and see like has it changed a lot? Has it not changed at all? Like the house in Goonies, does it look the same as it did, or is it totally different? Film Locations Then and Now on Facebook. One more time, Jenny.
So mine's an Instagram account _peace from within.
Mine is the Finch app, which gamifies your self-care, and you can take care of a cute little chick.
Mine is the open mics that are every Thursday at Sisyphus Brewing right next to Dunwoody College.
And mine is Film Locations Then and Now, and it's on Facebook. And that is what is on our radar. If you missed any of these, we'll put them up on Dave Ryan Show on Instagram. Okay, let's do a little game here. We're going to play a little game called Name That Tune. You guys ready?
Yeah.
Okay. So we were screwing around with this yesterday, and it came up like, okay, can you name this tune in like 1 second? Can you name this tune in 3 seconds? So what I'm going to do is, who's playing first?
It's going to be Bailey versus Vaughn.
Bailey versus Vaughn. Okay.
Fab.
Okay. So I'm going to give you a little clue about the song. You have to bid. I can name that tune in 5 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe Vaughn's like, I can name that tune in 3 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
When you think that he can't do it and you don't want to do it anymore, you say, name that tune.
Okay.
Simple as that. You guys ready?
Yeah.
Ooh, yes, I'm nervous.
Okay, here we go. This song by a Canadian singer is one we can all sing to break the ice. Bailey?
I can name that tune in 5 seconds.
I can name that tune in 3 seconds.
Oh.
Bailey?
I can name that tune in 2 seconds.
Oh. I can name that tune in 1 second.
Name that tune.
Okay, you ready? Here we go.
Vaunt, damn, I know the song.
Well, everyone knows
I know it.
I don't know what it's
Bailey.
called, though.
Oh, sorry.
Okay,
Bailey?
Celine Dion, My Heart Will Go On.
Yeah, Bailey. Bailey gets a point. Are we keeping point scores?
We are keeping points, but Bailey didn't even have to guess it right. It was
That's
just a
true.
matter of like she got the point no matter what, because Vaughn said he could have guessed it.
And he
Okay,
didn't.
All right. Moving on to the next song.
Very
You
nice.
ready? Okay, here we go. Your clue is this girl group formed in 1990 in Atlanta. Vaunt.
I can name that tune in 5 seconds. 5 seconds.
I can name that tune in 4 seconds.
I can name that tune in 3 seconds.
I can name that tune in 2 seconds.
Bailey, name that tune.
Okay.
Here
oh,
you go.
gosh. Oh, no. I can't name that tune.
Are you serious?
I don't know it.
Oh, Lord.
I don't know it.
It's okay, Vaughn. You still get the point.
I know, but come on.
What is it?
Don't go chasing waterfalls. TLC.
Yes.
It would have to kick in further for me to know it.
The ending is a little different than the rest of the song.
Yeah. See, there I would know it, but not from the beginning part.
What's the score now?
It's 1-1.
Okay.
Vaught being like, I can't believe it, Bailey. You didn't know my heart will go on, so shut it.
Yeah,
That's
shut
true.
it. Okay, here's the next one. This pop song from the 1990s was written in 30 minutes and contains a lot of gibberish that makes no sense.
Oh, I can name that in 5 seconds.
I can name that tune in 4 seconds.
I can name it in 3.
Bailey, name that tune.
I will. That is Spice Girls with Wannabe.
Yeah. Okay, very good.
I knew it when you said gibberish. I was like, well, it's either Spice Girls or Blue. Abadi dabadai.
Oh, I would have guessed Vulu Vuku Sheyamens. Wow.
Oh, that
Do
one-
you Lady
that one
Marmalade?
is actually
so good.
That's not gibberish. That's, I
It's
think,
French.
It's
Yes,
French.
yes.
Gotcha.
All right, next one. Name that tune. This song was named by Billboard to be the most popular rap song of the 2010s.
Oh, can I go first?
Yeah.
I can name that tune in 3 seconds.
I can name it in 2 seconds.
I can do Dave's eyes. I can name that tune in 1 second.
Name that tune.
Vaught, drop it like it's hot.
Yeah.
Snoop Dogg, baby.
Yes.
When the pimps in the crib, drop it like
I remember
it's
this
hot.
music video on Being Before School on like VH1 or
Wasn't it
something.
in black and white?
Yeah, it was.
I thought it was in black and white.
Mhm.
Okay. Next one. Here we go. You guys are doing great.
Great.
This song was written by 2 songwriters about their hometown because they were away from their hometown and they were homesick at the time. Bailey, bid.
Well, I can name it in 5 seconds.
I can name it in 4 seconds.
Name that tune, Vaughn.
Oh, okay. Vaught, easy. Empire State of Mind.
Look at you. Wow. Okay.
Oh my gosh.
You would have got it regardless because
Yes.
I wouldn't have known that.
And it's Jay-Z and Alicia Keys.
Would have had no idea.
Yeah, I'm out at Brooklyn. Now I'm down in Tribeca. Right
They
next
have
to the
in Times Square one of those photo booth things, like you stand on it and it spins and takes a video of you, and this song plays on repeat literally 9 a.m. to 9 p.m.
Really?
That's cute. I
Little
thought you were
souvenir.
going to do like Hall & Oates because you said 2 people. I was like, oh, Hall & Oates? That was all as my brain was Hall & Oates.
All right, we got a couple of more rounds here
Okay.
on Name That Tune. This singer's real first name is Austin, but he goes by something else, and he had this huge smash song that everybody knows.
I can name that tune in 4 seconds.
I can name it in 3.
I can name that tune in 2 seconds.
Name that tune, Vaughn.
Font. Posty Seasons. Is that what it's called? Seasons change.
No.
Oh, wait. I know it's Posty.
Judges say no.
No.
You said you can name that tune. You did not name that tune. It is.
I know it's Circles.
Circles.
That's
yeah.
what it's called.
So I get a point.
You do,
You
really.
get a
And
point,
I
yeah.
wouldn't have known it.
I was
Okay,
thinking
I know him.
Seasons change.
What's the score?
It is 3-3.
3-3. Okay,
okay.
we got a
3.
couple more rounds. Here
Okay.
we go. Next one. Here's your clue. This pop song has a guest appearance by Snoop. Bailey?
I can name that song tune in 5 seconds.
Okay, I can name that tune in 4 seconds.
I can name that tune in 3 seconds.
Bailey, name that
Okay.
tune. Oh,
California Girls, Katy Perry.
Yes. Okay, last round. Bailey's either going to take, there's no tiebreaker.
Mhm.
So Bailey either takes it or it's tied.
Mhm.
Okay, here we go. Last one. This song is suggestive, but the artist says, well, put your own swing on it. But for the most part, I like to keep it clean. But if you listen to it, you can take it another way as well.
Bailey, start the bidding.
I'll start it at 5. I can name that tune in 5 seconds.
I can name that tune in 4 seconds.
I can name that tune in 3 seconds.
I can name that tune in 2 seconds.
Name that tune.
Okay. Vaunt, whistle.
Yes! Okay.
Yeah, but who sings it?
You only have to get the title.
Oh, you only have to get the title.
Yeah,
Okay.
name that tune.
Nice.
So it's tied.
We tied.
First round. Now, Jenny, do you enjoy that game? Be,
I
be
liked
an impartial
it.
judge.
I think it was fun. I'll be honest. I think you both kind of suck at it.
Yeah.
I feel like I could have done like a lot better, but there's very few games that I do feel confident like that on. Like I would never say that about like Think Fast or Face Up or anything. So this is the one game I feel like I could have done a little bit better.
I kind of like it. We should make that kind of a regular recurring game. Let us know if you like that game because you're the final judge. I liked it. I thought it was fun.
It was so fun. We need like suspenseful music behind it though, with the bidding.
Oh, good idea. All right. We are never more than 30 minutes away from Kendrick and SZA tickets. And so we're going to do a War of the Roses right after part 1. Before we make the phone call, I will give you the keyword. So here's War of the Roses. Right after that, hang on for your keyword to win those tickets. The show is Saturday.
If your bank calls, take a survey, and you're cheating, hang up. It's War of the Roses on KDWB.
It's funny because I was talking to Quinn off the air, and Quinn used to listen to War of the Roses when you were a little kid. Hi, Quinn.
Hi.
What do you remember about listening to War of the Roses at a very young, inappropriate age? How old were you?
I was in like middle school, so I guess I probably was around like 12. And I would listen to it with my friends, like on the bus in the morning. And so we would kind of all like huddle around one person's like phone, or I think one person actually did have like a little mini radio.
Okay, funny.
Around.
So here you are at 14 years old, and I'm going to guess how old are you now? You're like, it doesn't matter, but what are you, 25, 28?
Yeah, 25.
Okay. So here you are on War of the Roses. You could have never seen this when you were a kid on the school bus. But tell me why, Quinn, what is it that you are worried about with your boyfriend? What's going on?
Yeah, so basically I started dating like this new guy. It's only been a few months, and I have some trust issues. I was like looking through his phone, which apparently is a thing I do now because there was this guy I dated for 2 years, and I found out he was cheating on me the entire time. And so now,
just not to stop the action, but for 2 years you dated a guy, and he was cheating with the same woman the entire time, with multiple women the entire time? Do you know?
Best I can tell, it was multiple women.
Okay.
It was kind of hard to get like a straight answer from him, but
But that'll make you cautious. That'll make you, like, in your next relationship, it's kind of like, if you have a bad experience with flying and you throw up the first time you fly, you're not going to want to go flying again. You know what I mean?
And your nervous system remembers things like that. So there are definitely things that are going to trigger you if you were kind of traumatized for something in your past.
So you go through, what's your new guy's phone? What's his name?
My new guy is Troy.
Okay. So you go through Troy's phone, and I'm not judging. We know you shouldn't, but at the same time, you're protecting yourself. That's when things get weird. What did you find going through Troy's phone?
So, first of all, he wasn't even necessarily behaving weirdly. It's just that I'm so overly cautious now. So I felt like, if something's going on, I just want to find out early before I get in too deep.
Okay.
And so I got into his phone, and I ended up finding these pictures that were sent to him very recently of a naked woman in a tub. And like, the pictures look like they're meant to be sexy. I'm not sure they really are, but they're meant to be sexy.
Okay, I get you.
Yeah, and it's like, it's a full body, like, naked shot of her in the tub.
So can you see her face? I mean, it doesn't matter that much, but is it taken of her, like, arm's length selfie, or how is the selfie taken? I'm just trying to picture what she sent.
Yeah, so basically it's like from the top of her body down is kind of the angle that it is. So you can see like her boobs down to her like stomach, and then like all the way down to her legs. It's definitely, a selfie angle. But it's full body.
Okay. So the thing is, obviously it's not good for you dating this guy, Troy, a couple of months. He gets, and it was recent. When you say recent, was it like, does that mean 3 months ago or 3 days ago or 3 weeks ago that you found? Because they got a date stamp on the photos in your phone. Mm-hmm. How long ago was this?
This was the date stamp was just from like a couple days ago.
Okay. So that's why you're calling, because it just happened. But you didn't want to ask Troy about this, because if this happened with 95% of women, they would walk right into Troy and say, what the heck is this? But you decided not to do that.
Yeah, because I feel like I've sort of been down that road before, and I don't even want to give him the chance to lie to me. I just want to know what's going on. So I felt like doing War of the Roses was the best way to find out if he's actually cheating.
A lot of people agree with you. A lot of people would be like, you know what? That's what War of the Roses is for, because if I ask him, he's going to lie his way out of it, and I won't quite believe him. But War of the Roses traps the guy because now he's glued to one position. If he sends the roses to, I don't know, Debbie, and he's like, can't wait to hook up with you again this weekend, then that's kind of undeniable. But let's hope he doesn't. Let's hope that he sends them to you. I can't even imagine an excuse why he's got a recent photo of a naked woman in a tub, but let's find out. We'll call him next and set the trap on War of the Roses. We'll call and say, hey, you won roses if you take this survey, and then we'll say, who do you want to send the roses to? And then if he says somebody else's name, we'll try to trap him a little bit more, like, well, what do you want the card to read? To trap him a little bit more. And we'll find out what is going on with the picture of the naked woman in the tub coming up next. It's a big day today, you guys.
Why is that?
Well, it's tax day.
Whoa.
It is also Titanic Remembrance Day.
I'm remembering it.
113 years ago today.
That was a rough night.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, what do you remember about that night, Dave?
Well, I was on my senior trip.
Yeah.
To
DC.
Yeah, we're going to DC senior trip, and it was pretty cool.
Yeah.
And
like cool as in like cold, or like cool as in like
well, it was cold once we got in the water.
Oh,
yeah, but it was cold. But yeah. But it's also another big day. Brandon turns 14 years old today. Happy birthday, Brandon. Thank you for listening to the show. We appreciate you. We are 5 seconds away from the keyword, just 5 seconds. And here it comes. 3, 2, 1. Luther. Luther is your keyword. How do you use that keyword, and what does it win you? Well, you use that to get tickets to see Kendrick and SZA coming up this Saturday night.
They not like us. They not like us.
What do you do with the keyword? Well, you open up that iHeartRadio app, and then you use the talkback features of the red microphone button, tap it, it'll say 3, 2, 1, and then you're recording. And you say just simply something like, the keyword is Luther, and it changes every 30 minutes. So the last one doesn't work now, but every time you do that, you have another chance to win those tickets for the show on Saturday night. Any questions? It's pretty self-explanatory.
I pretty much
simple.
get it.
I got it.
Use the talkback feature and get used to using that, and to make it more convenient, use that preset button, that little plus sign in the upper left-hand corner. While you're on KDWB, tap that, boom, instantly. I used it last night because I was dinking around on the iHeartRadio app and trying to find my playlist for Snap Fitness.
Yeah. You're like, hold on, how do I use this?
No, I knew exactly how to use it. It's really easy. So go do that, get the keyword, and you're good to go. We'll be back with part 2, War of the Roses, next on KDWB. Don't text that word. A lot of people still try to text it. Don't text it. That doesn't work. Use only the talkback feature. Good luck.
101.3 KDWB.
From the Custom One MN.com Weather Center.
Warmer days in the forecast. Today sticking in the 50s, though. Partly sunny, a high of 54. Tomorrow, partly sunny, a high of 62.
This report is sponsored by Hamline University. As Minnesota's first university, Hamline opens doors with generous scholarships, a welcoming community, and a liberal arts education that builds real-world skills. Start your future today. Visit hamlin.edu/apply-HU.
If you're looking to get rid of some of that stubborn fat before you find yourself sitting on a boat this summer, then it's time to try Cool Sculpting at Ideal Image.
Did you say Cool Sculpting, Jenny?
I sure did.
My wife, Susan, did Cool Sculpting. She loved the results. You can do it too. And right now, get up to 52% off Cool Sculpting Elite. That's up to 52% off at Ideal Image.
Or maybe you have some unwanted hair you want to get rid of, your legs, underarms, bikini area. Ideal Image will take care of all of it with laser hair removal. You won't have to waste any more time shaving in the shower, no razor bumps or missed spots with laser hair removal.
And right now, check this out. You can get up to 84% off laser hair removal at Ideal Image. That's 84%. Ideal Image with over 60,000 five-star reviews. They focus on personalized treatments with natural-looking results that you're going to love.
1-800-BE-IDEAL.
Or online, find them at idealimage.com.
And you got to make sure to tell them Dave and Jenny sent you.
Here's to sweet summer days together with friends and family in Wisconsin. To discovering magic in every moment.
Come on, over here.
And to reconnecting through a world filled with wonder. Wow. Here's to Supper Club celebrations and dancing until the sun goes down. Here's to those who Wisconsin. Plan your summer getaway at travelwisconsin.com.
Hi, I'm Jenna Fisher. A little over a year ago, during a routine mammogram and ultrasound, I was diagnosed with triple-positive breast cancer. Caught early, many common cancers have survival rates well over 90%. The Screening Time Off program encourages employees to take time to step out for screenings. Be the world's best boss. Join Screening Time Off. Learn more and sign up at workingwithcancerpledge.com.
They said that building an outdoor kitchen bigger than your indoor kitchen would be crazy. But when you consider all the possibilities of a TrueStone Financial home equity loan with an APR as low as 5.74% and for a limited time, no closing costs, well, the sizzling burgers on that built-in grill, they say otherwise. A TrueStone home equity loan is flexible financing for just about everything, even outdoor kitchens. It's true, because we're TrueStone. Get cooking at truestone.org. Terms and conditions apply. Closing cost offer not valid with competing offers or promotions. Equal housing opportunity.
Are you a business owner, CEO, or responsible for marketing? If you are, iHeartMedia can help you reach your goals and find new customers. We reach more consumers in your target area than anyone else. And we can give you access to those potential customers more cost effectively across radio, digital, podcasting, and social. We'd love to show you how iHeartMedia can work for you. Get started today by calling 844-844-iHeart. That's 844-844-iHeart.
Paid non-attorney spokesperson. Paid for by Action Matters. Texting privacy policy and terms and conditions posted at textplan.us. Texting enrolls you for recurring automated text marketing messages. Message and data rates may apply. Reply stop to opt out.
This is an important message for anyone who has used rideshare services Uber or Lyft. If you've experienced any kind of unwanted sexual misconduct or physical assault by an Uber or Lyft driver, you may be entitled to substantial compensation even if your incident happened years ago. Text DESERVE to 323232 right now to see if you qualify for cash compensation. Uber finally admitted they have received nearly 10,000 sexual assault complaints from passengers. If you were a victim of physical assault or any kind of unwanted sexual misconduct as a passenger of an Uber or Lyft ride, such as forced groping, kissing, or worse, text DESERVE to 323232 right now as you may be entitled to significant cash compensation. You can finally get the justice, closure, and substantial financial settlement you deserve while remaining completely anonymous. But hurry, there is a deadline to file a case. Text DESERVE to 323232 right now to see if you qualify for significant cash compensation. Text the word DESERVE to 323232. Text DESERVE to 323232.
One of life's greatest mysteries has finally been solved.
Who let the dogs out? Spruce.
It's Spruce, the new hardworking, worry-free weed and grass killer that's safe for use around people and pets. When used as directed, spray the leaves for visible results in just 1 hour and dead weeds in just 1 day. You spray, they play. Weeds die by the next day. Find Spruce wherever weed killers are sold.
If you love to travel, Capital One has a rewards credit card that's perfect for you. With the Capital One Venture X card, you earn unlimited double miles on everything you buy. Plus, you get premium benefits at a collection of luxury hotels when you book on Capital One Travel. And with Venture X, you get access to over 1,000 airport lounges worldwide. Open up a world of travel possibilities with the Capital One Venture X card. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. Lounge access is subject to change. See CapitalOne.com for details.
Join the M&M's Fun Club.
From the 612 Injured, High Merle and Lammers Injury Law Traffic Center.
We have delays on the crosstown eastbound from Shady Oak to Valley View and westbound 34th Avenue to Highway 100. 35W slow northbound from 106 to 82nd and from Diamond Lake up to 94. Southbound tight County Road H to County Road E2 and southbound from County Road C to University. I'm Maria Arnold, and that's your latest total traffic.
This report is sponsored by Minnesota Lottery.
We're all big winners thanks to the more than $4 billion the Minnesota Lottery has generated for the state of Minnesota. If you bike, visit a state park, or enjoy clean water and air, you win. To help everyone win, say I'm in to the Minnesota Lottery. Must be 18 or older to play.
Yo, K-pop fans, are you ready? It's your boy Bomhan, and I'm bringing you the K-Factor, the podcast that takes you straight into the heart of K-pop. We're talking music, idols, exclusive interviews, and even the real behind-the-scenes K-pop stories. Like Sebastian Garcia, aka Rufio Hooks, one of the writers of BTS's big hit Butter.
Honestly, I had no clue that this song would be as big as it was.
Listen to The K Factor on America's #1 podcast network, iHeart. Open your free iHeartRadio app, search The K Factor, and listen now.
Watch The Dave Ryan Show on YouTube. Just search Dave Ryan TV live on YouTube and the iHeartRadio app. It's 101.3 KDWB. Are they cheating? Let's find out. Part 2 of War of the Roses starts right now on KDWB.
Resetting kind of what's going on War of the Roses. Basically, she's been dating a guy for a couple of months, and she went through his phone. Well, why would she go through his phone? Well, because she's been burned before, and it's like if you've been bitten by the neighbor's dog, you're going to be careful of the neighbor's dog. If you've been cheated on before and you didn't see it, cheated on for 2 years with multiple women the entire time. So she went through his phone. Judge away. She finds a picture of a woman in a tub taken from the face perspective. So it's not like a selfie stick or somebody else took it. She took it down her body and it shows her entire body in the tub. And I'm picturing her feet resting up on the edge of the tub.
Yeah.
And she takes a picture, sends it to the boyfriend. He finds it. She finds it in his phone from not that long ago. What'd she say? A couple of days ago?
I think she said a few days ago.
And they've been seeing each other for a couple of months. So she's like, well, what is this all about? So we're going to make the phone call to him and see who he sends roses to, whether it's going to be her or whether it is somebody else. Let's get started on War of the Roses. Then we'll talk to Jonathan Fogel from Fogel Family Law.
Thanks for taking that survey, Troy. So like I said earlier, let's get you set up with a dozen long stem red roses to send to whoever you like. What I need from you is the name of the person you'd like to send these to.
Sure, absolutely. Quinn.
Awesome, Quinn. Okay, and then we also give the option, if you want, you can send a card with a little note on it. Would you like to do that?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, what do you want the note to say?
Could it say, love you, long time?
Love you, long time. Perfect.
Clever, romantic. Well, this is where everything kind of crumbles underneath you, Troy, and you really have no idea what's going on. It's kind of like being on the Twilight Zone. Let me explain what's going on. Everything you heard about the roses and all that was a ploy to get you to say who you want to send roses to. And by the way, who am I? My name's Dave. I do the morning show at KDWB. That's Jenny that just talked to you. She also does the morning show at KDWB. And we were put up to calling you to set a little trap by who do you think we called? Who do you think called us, Troy, to say, hey, call Troy to see if he'll send me roses? Who do you think would do that?
To send me roses, I can only think Quiddy did that.
What do you call her?
Quinny.
Oh, that's adorable.
Nice, cute little nickname.
Quinny, I didn't know they called you Quinny. Yeah, it's Quinn or Quinny. And she is on the phone right now listening to this whole thing unfold. Say hi, Quinny.
Hi.
Hey. What's going on?
Well, it's pretty simple, but there's a reason why Quinn wondered whether you would send roses to her or to somebody else. Quinn, do you want to try to explain to Troy why you wanted us to set a little trap for him? There was something going on that she made her suspicious, Troy.
Yeah. So basically, I found naked photos on your phone and I kind of got a little freaked out, and I know you're going to be like, well, why didn't you just ask me? But the thing is, it would have been easy for you to lie about it if it was actually something. And so I thought that this was the best way to actually get the truth. So I'm really relieved you sent the roses to me.
Yeah, you were looking through my phone?
But the big question was, yeah, she looked through your phone. The big question is, why naked pictures? Can you explain the naked pictures that she saw came in your phone about 3 or 4 days ago?
Yeah, absolutely. I can explain that.
This should be good, Jenny. Are you ready? This should be good. I almost feel like taking a commercial break and like they say, next week on War of the Roses that we find out what the answer is.
Don't do that to the people.
Next week, how about tomorrow? Tomorrow on War of the Roses, we'll find out what Troy's excuse. What is your excuse, Troy?
Okay, so those photos, they're of this woman, Carissa. I saw her a number of years ago. She sent me those photos like late last week, and I kept them because honestly, they're kind of funny. They're gross and they're really funny. Like the bathtub that she's in, she's lying right in this bathtub. It's dirty. Like the bathtub is dirty. The water is gross. It's got like little like hairs in it and like bits of like like soap suds still floating around. Like she's been in there for like half an hour, and there's mold on the wall. It's honestly, I get them because it was amusing and funny, and I'm not doing anything with them. Just I got a good laugh out of it.
Well, I think the thing is, she sent you photos. You definitely have a right to keep them. I don't know if you have. Yeah, I guess you could show them to Quinny if you wanted to, because now it's not like you took them. I don't know. I don't know what the legalities are. We'll have to ask Jonathan Fogel about that one. But do you remember the pictures being gross and funny, Quinn, when you saw them, like mold on the wall and hair floating in the water?
I was a little distracted by the naked woman, so I kind of freaked out.
Have you guys seen the picture? And it was going around on the internet a couple of years ago. It's a woman who has taken a selfie, and I think she's in a bikini or her underwear. And in the background is a toilet that has not been flushed. Have you seen this? Have you seen that before, Jenny?
I haven't.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe if you pulled it up, I'd remember, but I don't remember.
She was trying to take a sexy selfie, and she's got the phone over her head, aiming down at her body, and in the background is a toilet that's not been flushed. That's what kind of reminds me of. So it looks like, what was your ex's name?
Carissa.
I don't want to embarrass her, but if she took a picture of that, she didn't think of the mold on the walls and the dirty water in the tub.
No, she does not clean her bathroom.
I can't imagine. You got to, when you send those pictures, you got to check your background. You know, like toothpaste spatters all over the mirror. Like when I'm sending a selfie, I got to check the mirror for toothpaste splatters.
Yeah, how many? Like, are you talking about sexy stuff?
iHeart family and use 102.1 K102. It's going to be a great year for country with new music coming from Morgan Wallen, Jordan Davis, Megan Maroney, and tons more. That's 102.1 K102.
From the Custom One, MN.com Weather Center.
We'll see some sun.
Take your time, just in your own words. Tell me why you're on War of the Roses.
We both have an Apple Watch, right?
Their relationship is too close at this point, and I think he's using. One girl decides to sit on Adam's lap in the pool.
She came home, and I noticed scratches on her back.
I'll admit I was wrong. What else can I say, girl? Can't you blame my head and not my
I checked his phone. Sometimes you kind of get the urges to.
I was drunk, I was gone. That don't make it right, but promise there were no feelings involved.
He has this like blue, nice peacoat, but he comes home and I've been noticing these like long women's hairs stuck to it.
So she strips down, and while she's walking into the bathroom, I see something stuck to her. So I pull it off. I'm like, what the hell is this?
How long has this been going on?
You're f***ing Robert, I know it.
So my boyfriend was caught with second-degree burns from chocolate syrup that he was using to pleasure himself with.
We are rekindling our relationship.
I basically asked him out right in front of me. Like, we have to go out sometime.
My ex-boyfriend, he needed a place to live. You know, he can live in my snowmobile trailer.
It's my fault, but you gotta believe me when I say it only happened once.
What? I mean, this is crazy. Can we just have like a conversation like real people?
Are you schooling her? You know what? Can you be a little bit more insecure? You know, this is
She said, save your apologies, baby. I just gotta know how long has this been going?
It's been a long time coming, and I'm sorry. You're a piece of work. You know, you're a piece of work. Because what?
I'm a piece of work.
Believe that this is an ex-girlfriend. Just delete that.
You've been acting so shady. I've been feeling it lately.
You go all hang out with your slut brigade every.
Whoa, the slut brigade.
Okay, so then you're admitting it now. You're admitting it. Like, I caught you before and you were lying, and now you're admitting it.
And you're sending her roses instead of me?
She said, boy, tell me honestly, was it real or just for show?
She lied and said that her birth control didn't work, so she was already pregnant. So then they had sex without any protection. That's how she got pregnant.
Ooh, that's a dirty trick.
So she tricked him.
I'm sorry, is there any truth to this?
How long has this been going on? You've been creeping around on me.
Your husband put us up to this. Maybe you owe him an explanation.
Yep.
Trick a woman into saying things?
But we trick men too, to be fair. We're
trick
equal
men most of
opportunity.
the time.
Listen, I had to have sex with her. Like, listen, I had to save my job.
I've heard guys squirm on War of the Roses before. You are not even able to complete a full sentence.
I even my psychic had told me that we were soulmates and that, we would have a family. And I just know that this is the right guy.
Okay, well, you realize that sounds pretty psycho.
I've been feeling it lately, baby. turning outside, leaves are turning outside, leaves are turning outside, leaves are turning outside.
I say Earth's rotating, days are getting short. We are peeping, fall colors I can't ignore. Yeah, oak, maple, ash, birch. I brought some cider cause we are peeping. Pics for Instagram because we are peeping. Grab the camera and then cause we are peeping. Fall is here, just can't get enough. Gourds and pumpkins, photo ops with my bunch. Head to toe in soda clothing. At the apple farm, take my credit card. Pumpkin train, I want to ride. Come on kids, let's get inside. Brown and orange, yellow too. Apple pie, hope there's some too.
Leaves are turning outside, leaves are turning outside, leaves are turning
I can't wait to take our Christmas pictures.
No, honey, I think you're right. Wearing flannel in this abandoned field at sunset.
Cause it's fall. We are peeping.
Is totally different. No one else has ever done this before, and I'm really happy that we can share this gift with all of our friends and family. You want to spend 3 hours on Saturday and then all day Sunday and drive to Cloquet and back the same day so we can look at leaves. Sure, I love it.
Cause you know that we are peeping.
Street to 82nd and northbound from Diamond Lake to 94. Southbound sluggish from County Road C to University. 35E slow northbound from Wagon Wheel Trail to Shepherd. 169 delays northbound Highway 21 to Old Shakopee. I'm Maria Arnold, and that's your latest total traffic.
This report is sponsored by Whole Foods Market.
Catch the Spring and Bloom event at Whole Foods Market with savings for Easter, casual gatherings, and more. Save on no antibiotics ever meat, best of season spring produce, brunch favorites, sweets, and more through April 22nd.
101.3 KDWB.
You can't make this stuff up. 2, 3, 4.
Just want to let you know you're never more than 30 minutes away. Now about 4.2 minutes away from the next keyword for Kendrick and SZA. This is the last week because remember that show is coming up on Saturday night. So stay here to win. All right, it is tax day, so it's not the best day. Even though I think most of us, some of us wait till the last minute, we get an extension or whatever, and some of us paid our taxes like 3 weeks ago.
I did mine Thursday.
Did you do yours Thursday?
I started it like Monday, and then I just kept putting things off because I couldn't find certain stuff, and then finally Thursday I submitted, and I hated it.
Do you do it like TurboTax, or do you do like an online thing?
Yeah, I'll probably get audited one day because I forget about a lot of things, but to each their own.
Yeah.
If you're listening and you're the IRS, you didn't hear that. Okay.
Audit Jenny. She takes a deductible for Cane's chicken.
I don't do any of that stuff where you try to get all your deductibles for things people put in their gas to work and
stuff. You know
stuff.
what you need to do?
What?
You need to pay your fair share of taxes.
I did, and
no,
I had
you
to
don't.
pay in this year.
Oh my God, you had to pay in? What a shame that is. We pay in every year. Oh,
that's because you're rich over here.
I am not Richie Rich, and I was shocked. I was like, ooh, this looks nice because it's kind of giving you a preview of what you're going to get. I'm not realizing it meant I had to pay it in. And I was like, wait a second.
Ooh, $900. Oh, no.
Oh, it's a negative sign in front of it.
Mm-hmm. So let's make it a best day ever. They came up with a scientific formula for having a great day. So let's do, you're not going to remember this, but here's what it consists of. The best day ever, according to science: 6 hours with your family, 2 hours with your friends, 1.5 hour of extra socializing. That sounds exhausting. 2 hours of exercising, 1 hour of eating and drinking, with less than 6 hours of work, indulging in only 1 hour of screen time, and no more than a 15-minute commute. So basically, I'll sum it up for you. Be fit, fun, and available with a little relaxation and indulgence, and somehow avoid working or commuting too much. So,
I like fit, fun, and available. Sounds like a tag on your Tinder profile.
Fit, fun, and available.
And it said to avoid what?
Working too much or commuting too much.
Okay, so this is a fantasy world.
Yeah, because we can't not go to work.
Right. And people have to drive to their job.
Yeah, that's true.
I guess there's a lot of work from home options out there now. But
57% of people are back in the office now.
Only
Wow.
57?
Yeah, 50s.
But like full time or a few days a week?
I don't know.
Because I feel like a lot of people who like their company tried to get them to come back, the company morale went so low that they just were like, never mind. You don't have to.
We take it back.
Yeah.
Go back home.
Stay home. And that is, you can't make this stuff up. We'll be back. Well, look, right now, I'm going to give you the keyword for Kendrick and SZA. The keyword for this hour, it changes every 30 minutes, so don't use the last one. And don't text it in. It is a talk back only. The keyword is, you ready? Saturn. Saturn. But don't worry about the spelling. You just say it into the talk back feature. I'll show you how it works. I'll get my phone here, okay? I'm going to open up the iHeartRadio app.
Get a
It's
live
just,
demonstration.
Okay, here we go. Tap that iHeartRadio app, and now it's playing KDWB, okay? It's playing KDWB right now.
Right now.
Oh, look, near the top, there's the only red button on the page besides the home button is the talk back button.
Yeah, what does it look like?
There's a red microphone.
Oh, cool.
Okay, I'm going to tap that. Here we go. And it says tap to record and send a message to 101.3 KDWB. Well, I can do that.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Okay.
3, 2, 1. The keyword is Saturn. I just tap the button, and then I can play it back to see whether I like it.
Okay.
Here we go. The keyword is Saturn.
You
I didn't
sounded
like
like
it.
a grandma leaving a voicemail.
Yeah, I didn't like
Jenny,
it's grandma.
Even grandma sounds more coherent than that.
Okay,
How are
I'm
you?
just trying to make
How
it
are you
simple
doing,
for
honey?
you.
There's a chicken in my yard.
Then tap the send button. Send. And now it's sending. It says your message has been sent to 101.3 KDWB.
That's so easy.
How about that? Go do that. The message, the keyword is Saturn, and good luck. Dave's Dirt next.
If you take me to Walmart, then you're not my dad. If you take me to Walmart, then you're not my dad. HOLLISTER, yeah. HOLLISTER. There's a store, Dad, down at the mall, and you can smell it from way down the hall, 'cause they spray stuff on all their clothes down at Hollister. Oh, spend it, Hollister. Hollister, down at Hollister. Hollister. All their clothes are super cute, tees and tanks and camis too. Mom, can I please have a few bucks so I don't look like you? Employees all drink Caribou, either that or Jamba Juice. Take me, I'll be nice to you. All the gay guys shop there too. American Eagles over with, they're just so 2006. You can go but don't come in, 'cause you're so embarrassing. Me and my friends buy their clothes, then we grab our camera phones, strike an inappropriate pose, and put the pictures on MySpace. Hollister, down at Hollister. Hollister.
Oh my
God, Allison, give me a break. We're on a beer budget. You got champagne taste. I'm taking you to Penny's and then over to Pomida. You ain't wearing clothes that show off your booty. If you want to go to college, then you better well acknowledge that we gotta save some money. So what's wrong with dressing?
Good morning. It is 101.3 KDWB. Is it going to be gorgeous today? It looks like it's going to be gorgeous today.
It's going to be like mid-50s today, but tomorrow it's going to warm up some more. It's kind of like roller coaster up and down with 50s to 60s the rest of this week.
Wasn't it like in 2018 that we got a foot or 2 feet of snow on this very day?
Well, I think it was...
Like April 18th or something like that?
It wasn't more than a foot, though.
It was more than a foot.
I swear. It was like a whole storm.
And it wasn't last year, but it was the year before that, because last year was the super mild year, and then the year before that was one of the snowiest, like the 8th snowiest on record. And I remember that specifically because I had to dig my car out of my alleyway, and a nice guy with a Jersey accent helped me, and I've never seen him since then.
I'm right here.
So cute. Not you.
Oh.
It might have been a Boston.
But just said a nice guy.
Well, yeah, he wasn't. Yeah.
But no,
That
there's
was nice.
definitely no snow in the forecast. Something that should be in your forecast, though, is stopping at Holiday Station stores.
Oh,
really?
Get their French toast sandwich. It's a sausage, patty, egg, and American cheese between 2 golden brown slices of French toast. I've never had a French toast sandwich before until Holiday started it. So
Sounds
it's delightful. Go get one.
I remember the snowstorm. Allison, my daughter's bachelorette party or bridal shower, one of the other.
I think it was her bridal shower.
It was her bridal shower, and it snowed like ferociously that day.
Ugh.
And she was so worried that nobody would show up and everybody would cancel and go, "Oh, I can't make it." And she's so sweet. She'd be like, "I understand."
It's fine.
And it would be her and a muffin or a cake and and Susan, and that would be everybody showed up.
Oh,
those are good friends. Everybody showed up. All right, another keyword coming up in another half an hour or so on KDWB. Right now, though, we got some dirt to cover.
Work can wait. The dirt cannot. Dave's Dirt on KDWB.
I got to mention this one. Nominate your kid's favorite teacher this year for their chance to become KDWB's Teacher of the Day every weekday in May with the Dave Ryan in the Morning Show.
Ooh.
If they get chosen, they're going to win a Teacher Appreciation Prize Pack that includes a big old bottle of vodka. I made that up.
I don't think that's in
that
there.
would probably be, you keep it in your desk drawer.
Yeah.
And when the kids are reading, you just kind of reach into the desk drawer and you pull out a big old bottle of vodka. Now, we provide a paper bag so they won't know what it is.
Yeah, they will never know.
That's not exactly true. You get instead a $100 Visa gift card and more. Nominate them on the contest page on KDWB.com. Brought to you by Lofi and the bakers of Country Hearth Bread. Shout out Lofi.
Nice.
Is the mascot of Country Hearth Bread. So that's super cool. Nominate your kid's teacher, and all the information is on KDWB.com on the contest page. If you have any trouble finding the contest page, let us know. So Dirt is brought to you by 612 Injured, Heimer and Lammer's Injury Law. The all-female flight crew of Blue Origin sparked some criticism and memes. It was the 11th for Blue Origin, but Katy Perry and Gayle King drew more attention than the previous 10. One critic jokingly amused the future historians would trace from astronaut Neil Armstrong to Katy Perry how humans colonized the moon and Mars. Another wrote celebrities in space sets a bad precedent. A billionaire sending his wife, Lauren Sanchez, into space with some rich female celebrities. PR is dumb. They say that Gayle was the most terrified among the 6 of the space flight. As they got on board, each enthusiastically rang the bell on the walkway to the rocket ship. She had a worried scowl across her face. One meme joked, Gayle King is all of us on Monday.
Well, I saw this video of her because everyone was like, woo, yeah, whatever, ringing the bell. She came in and hit it like she was being forced to, and she would look so pissed. And then the meme was like, when you just wanted to be Oprah's friend and now you're being shot up into space.
That's funny. Now, there's been a lot of people who've been attacking this mission as pointless, meaningless, and for very, very rich, famous people.
Right.
She has defended the 11-minute rocket ride, saying anybody that's criticizing it doesn't really understand. We can all speak to the response we're getting from young women, from young girls about what this represents.
I would have watched that video, the 11-minute rocket ride. I would watch that.
Taking up space, girlies. I just like that phrase, taking up space. That's the only thing about this whole thing that I appreciate. That just sounds good.
Should we just stop going to space? I'm asking an honest question. Should we just stop?
Well, I'd say, what are we going there for?
Yeah, there needs to be a reason.
Right.
Not just to say, we went.
I went. We probably are going to need space at some point, so I kind of understand that part because I just think, the Earth is dying.
You think the Earth is dying?
I do. I think that there's a lot of things that are going wrong in the world.
Jenny needs space from you.
I know. I can't get enough. I come in every day.
She was so proud.
Yeah, look at you. All right. Kylie Jenner reunited at Coachella with the father of her 2 kids. She did not introduce Travis Scott to her new boyfriend, Timothy Chalamet. Travis headlined on Saturday at the music festival. In the afternoon, he hung out with Kylie and the kids. Kris Jenner chaperoned the rare reunion, which Travis showcased in his Instagram story. Timothy Chalamet joined Kylie that night to watch Travis, who shouted at their 7-year-old daughter, Stormy. And there's your update on the Kardashians.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Tonight on Paramount Plus, Salil Moon Fry, who's a child actor, is now a director. She directs the documentary The Carters, which exposes the struggles of the brothers Nick and Aaron Carter from the perspective of their sister, Angel. And I believe I had a clip, but I don't have it anymore. But that actually sounds kind of interesting because you talk about just like what a charmed life they seemed to have until it just got really dark.
Does it say where that's streaming again?
Paramount Plus.
Paramount Plus. You have that? Do you have Paramount Plus?
Sometimes I don't remember which ones I've got.
Just sounds like something you would enjoy watching.
I think I might have got it to watch Yellowstone, but it's one of those things where you sign up and then you forget that you even have it until you look and like 4 years later you go, I've been paying for Paramount Plus every month and I haven't even watched it. It's kind of like I was on Jib Jab. Remember Jib Jab?
Stupid Jib Jab. Dave, you and your Jib Jab.
Jib Jab was that thing where you would take pictures of your friends or yourself or whatever, and you would paste them on like reindeer, like cartoon reindeer, and then they would dance.
Mm-hmm.
And I signed up for Jib Jab when it was new and popular.
Why?
And then I was because it's funny.
No.
You know what I'm talking about, though, right?
I've seen it, yes.
So
that's what you're wasting your money on?
No.
He was.
Let me finish the story. So I'm sitting here with Fallon Bonsette Gottler one morning, and I'm getting a bill or some notifications like, do you want to renew your Jib Jab? And I'm like, renew it? I didn't know I was even paying for it. I'd paid for it for years.
So they were just auto-renewing it for you? You didn't even know?
I think I got a new credit card. And so the new credit card.
That's why they came at you. They're like, hey, this isn't working.
Hello, don't you want your Jib Jab account?
Nobody uses that anymore.
Oh, gosh.
Today is tax day. What would we rather do than pay our taxes? Jury duty.
Oh, yes.
These are some examples of what people said they would rather do than pay their taxes. Go to driver's ed classes.
Yes.
Talk to your kids about the birds and the bees. Go on a hunger strike. Miss a connecting flight. And our biggest tax day fears are not having enough money, identity theft, getting audited, or making a math mistake. No. Okay.
I don't know about that missing a connecting flight one.
Yeah, that sounds rough.
That's super tough.
Yeah.
You'd rather get audited than do your taxes? I feel like those are the same.
I don't know, Jenny. Stop asking me questions. It's early.
It's early. Come on.
Jeez.
He's only been up since 4. It's fine.
Right. Did you guys hear Lil Nas X is in the hospital?
No.
For what?
He has apparently partial face paralysis. He posted a video and he's like trying to smile, but like one half of his face is just not smiling. He said, quote, "This is me doing a full smile right now, by the way." But he said that he's okay and to stop being sad. They haven't said if it's like cerebral palsy or if he had a stroke. I don't think he had a stroke.
That conclusion.
Cerebral palsy is a huge jump.
Well, that's the symptom of it. No, like when half your face can't move.
Cerebral palsy is something like you're born with. I don't think you I guess I don't know if
I
you
don't think that's
develop
true.
that.
I don't think that's true.
I wouldn't jump to that conclusion. I would be like maybe a pinched nerve or something like that.
So.
Hopefully he's okay. Tyra Banks wants Taylor Swift to star in the new Bodyguard remake.
I'm just be real. I'm a black girl.
Yeah.
It was Whitney Houston as a black girl.
Yeah.
Kevin Costner as a white man.
Yes.
What if we flipped it?
Yes.
And it was Taylor Swift.
Yes.
And Idris Elba.
Ooh, Idris Elba.
Right?
Yeah, that is hot.
Okay. Gwyneth Paltrow is in the dirt today. She is, of course, a celebrity health advisor, and she has some sleep supplements that she would like you to try to sleep better. So here we go.
Yeah, what do we got?
Saffron. It's a red spice that serves as an antioxidant. Magnesium. They call it nature's Xanax. L-theanine It's an amino acid found in green tea, valerian root, and passion flower.
Good thing she's here to tell us what we need. I'm glad. Thanks, Gwyneth.
What a gift. Gwyneth Paltrow.
Can we back up real quick? Do you guys know who Idris Elba is?
Yeah.
Yes, of
Yeah,
course.
he's an actor.
He's
Just
so
making
hot.
sure. I'm just making sure he's not one of those people that are just black people famous.
No, he's so hot.
No, he was in. Wasn't he in like the Black Panther?
Black Panther. He's in a movie with Beyonce called Obsessed. He's been in a lot of cartoons.
This Christmas.
Yes. Oh, you know this Christmas, Jenny?
I went to the movie theater and saw it on opening day. I love that movie.
This Christmas is a goated Christmas movie.
Yes, it is.
Chris Brown's in it. Loretta Devine's in it. Oh, my gosh.
Oh, my gosh. Guns N' Roses makes the dirt today. It's kind of an interesting thing. Who's the lead singer for Guns N' Roses? Anybody?
Axl Rose.
Very good. Axl Rose, yes. Axl Rose takes 50% of the band's income.
Dang.
I don't know how he managed that one, but he gets 50%. I think because in Guns N' Roses, you can name one other person. Who's the guy in the top hat?
Slash.
Very good. Can't name the rest of the guys, can you?
Bob.
I think one is Duff.
Squibbert.
Not Squibbert. No, that's I believe no, I'm thinking of Qbert. Okay, that's somebody else. Anyway, so 50%. This is why bands end up hating each other, because one of them always gets a little bit better of a deal than the bass player. The bass player always gets screwed.
It's always like in a boy band, the hotter one, not necessarily the most talented.
Poor
It's
Howie.
like, right. Or like, didn't you say, Dave, that when you met Destiny's Child, Beyonce, like they made sure that she was kind of front and center?
It
in
was unforgettable. Yeah, they came when they were new to Last Chance Summer Dance, our big concert out at Canterbury Park years ago, like 25-ish years ago. And like, oh, well, let's get a picture. And so they all had to line up and put Beyonce in the middle. And I love telling this story. That's why I tell it every week. And so I leaned over to Michelle and I said, is she always in the middle? And Michelle says, yep, she's always in the middle. And I was like, ooh, that's the way it is. And you know what? History showed that Beyonce should have been in the middle.
Well, right. And I feel like all of those people kind of sell their soul to the industry because they're so excited to just be like getting the recognition that they don't realize what they're getting themselves into
100%.
once
Yep.
somebody else gets more of the fame, like Beyonce or like Justin Timberlake or whoever. But they're just happy to be there.
They're just happy to be there, that they don't have to work at IHOP. I mean, and that's really what it is. It's like, that's why so many people will sell their souls to be in a movie or to be on a record label, and they'll sign this ridiculous record label where sometimes they end up owing the record company $1 million because they were so happy to sign with whatever record company. So, yeah, it's a shady business. That is the dirt. You're never more than 30 minutes away from Kendrick and Lamar, Kendrick Lamar and SZA tickets. We'll do the next one in 15 minutes on KDWB. Hang on for that one.
Can I correct myself real quick?
Yeah.
I said cerebral palsy might be what Lil Nas X has. Everyone's texting Bell's palsy is what I meant.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry.
Okay. Interesting. We'll be right back on KDWB with the Daily Bailey and your Kendrick and SZA tickets. So I posted a picture of me and my wife, Susan, on Facebook, and a friend that has not seen Susan in years and years said, and I quote, I've got my phone right here, Susan has not aged a bit. One of the reasons, because she takes such great care of her skin. And part of that skin care and that skin rejuvenation are frequent visits to Ideal Image and their med spa, because Ideal Image is not just a med spa, Jenny, it's the med spa.
And I can concur. Your wife looks fantastic. And yes, they are the med spa. They're the nation's leader in aesthetics, offering treatments that help people feel as good as they look. From laser hair removal to Botox to cool sculpting, Ideal Image is here to help you find that inner confidence. And also, we're all trying to take better care of our skin now. We stay out of the sun, we moisturize, and we also go to Ideal Image for skin rejuvenation.
Over 20 years experience. Call today and get promo pricing and special offers on laser hair removal, injectables, cool sculpting, and more. IdealImage.com or 1-800-BE-IDEAL.
And tell them Dave and Jenny sent you.
All about the presets.
That is the best new feature. It's like a car radio right on the app. There's a list of what's trending. There's all the podcasts. I love it.
Find out what everyone's talking about. Get the new and improved free iHeartRadio app today.
iHeartRadio.
Hey, weekend warriors. How's a little trail therapy sound right now? Hop in. Let's go for a ride in the all-new Nissan Armada Pro 4X. Tune out all those work emails and turn up that twin-turbo V6 engine. Instead of letting the kids play online, show them some epic inclines. Turn your 8-person family dinner.
It's a busy season at Dixon Farms. We're working hard to bring you the very best of our harvest. From hard Dixon cider to warm, salty Dixon nuts, we have something for everyone. And new this year at Dixon Farms, more of what you want. It's Dixon cider, but bigger and more convenient. It's Dixon Cider Box.
If Dixon Cider sounds good, just wait till you get it in your very own box.
My wife and I visited Dixon Farms like we do every year. She didn't want to leave. We were there for hours, and she went home happy. She loves Dixon Cider Box.
Dixon Cider Box. Perfect for parties, weekends at the cabin, and for making new friends.
Wow, that's one good-looking box.
Why, thank you.
Dixon Cider Box.
Hey, honey, any chance of getting at your box tonight? No, I'm serious, actually.
Thanks, Dixon Cider. I love my box, and so does my husband, right?
Oh, yeah.
Dixon Cider Box. That's what she wants this fall.
Dave's 20-something original bangs from 13 original colonies. He courted them, kissed them, and now we'll name them one by one, including some he impregnated. There was Christy, April, Kathy, and Candy. She burned down a daycare. Joan and Cricket, yes, her name is Cricket. Debbie and another Debbie. Julie, yes, that Julie, but there was also another Julie. Kim and Kelly, another Kathy, was a hooker in Vegas. Linda, Mary, Vicky had a mohawk. Melanie, Melissa, Stephanie, Nancy sold ashtrays at state fairs. Tammy cheated on him with an Air Force cadet and a woman. Vanessa smelled bad, and we can't forget Patty.
Well, I'll be back, kids. Stupendous. Oh, boy, do I gotta go. Open the door here. Oh, pull down my pants. Oh. I'm in here. Busy right now. Oh. Barney! Barney! Come out, Barney!
Will you just wait a minute?
Oh, that was stupendous. Oops, here comes another one. Oh, wait, my little dinosaur butt there. Coming! Here it comes, kids!
Find Spruce wherever weed killers are sold.
From the 612 Injured, High Merle and Lammers Injury Law Traffic Center.
There's an accident on 94 westbound Johnson Parkway on the left shoulder and delays westbound Johnson Parkway to Highway 52 and from Hamlin to Franklin, eastbound tight Plymouth to Riverside. 494 slows southbound from the Fish Lake Interchange to County Road 6, eastbound from 169 to 100. I'm Maria Arnold, and that's your latest total traffic.
This report is sponsored by
Cub. Hop to Cub for a ham that brings the feast at a low price that makes everybody happy. Get Smithfield spiral sliced or portion half ham for only $1.69 per pound with My Cub Rewards. Cub, your one-hop shop for Easter.
Follow the show on Instagram. Dave Ryan Show, 101.3 KDWB.
And we're never more than 30 minutes away from your next keyword for Kendrick and SZA. The next keyword, honestly, is like 6 minutes away. So don't leave, because you know what happens if you leave. You forget to come back. Mm-hmm. Stay here. Probably by about the end of the Daily Bailey, we'll have another keyword to win those tickets. What's up, Bailey J?
Today I want to talk about tiny joys that you find that brighten your day. And this was brought on because every so often during a commercial break, when I run to the bathroom, I'll go into a stall and the seat is up, which means it has been recently cleaned and no one has sat in it yet. And I find that to be a tiny joy to sit on a brand new, fresh, cleaned toilet.
Now, that's interesting, because in a men's room, that would not mean that at all.
No, yeah, because it would mean you just peed in the stall.
Yeah, right, exactly.
Yeah. But like, my thing is that yes, the toilet was cleaned, but you're not, the top part where you're putting your behind on wasn't cleaned.
I mean, it might have been, because what if they cleaned that whole thing and then raised it to like clean the inside?
And then it just left it up to air dry or something.
Yeah. Exactly. So I find it to be a tiny joy when the toilet seat is up, meaning it's just been cleaned.
That's a tiny
joy. And so then I looked up some other tiny joys. I found a big, long Reddit thread of other tiny joys that brighten your day. And I'll give you some. And I want you to think about a tiny joy that you have. And that's you, Dave, Jenny, Vaughn. But then also you can text in at 53921 and tell me a tiny joy you have. All right, here's some that Reddit said. Working in fast food at the drive-thru window and seeing the little doggies that people bring in their cars. A tiny joy. Finally getting that little piece of food out that's been stuck in your teeth for hours.
Good one.
Thank the Lord.
A cold drink of water when working outside. A tiny joy. The chocolate bit at the end of a drumstick. I like that. Just delicious. Making a doctor's appointment and not stuttering too badly. So hanging up the phone and being like, I did it. Wow, I'm an adult. Watching my old dog sleep comfortably. Because old dogs don't usually sleep all that comfortably because they're so old.
Okay.
Asking for extra pickles and getting a separate cup full of pickles.
Oh, isn't the best when you ask for extra, like if you get a Reuben sandwich and you're like, can I get some extra Thousand Island on the side? And they bring you a tub.
Yes.
Not just a little tiny bit.
Wow, thank you so much.
Yeah.
Waking up in the middle of the night and realizing I have another 3 hours of sleep until my alarm goes off.
Yes.
Which is absolutely lovely. I love that. Hearing a train in the middle of the night.
Things that bring you joy.
A tiny joy. My bird saying, hello, little birdie, and kissing me. I don't have that because I don't have a little birdie, but this person loved it. What are some tiny joys that you have in your life, David?
Getting to a traffic light and it's green.
Yes.
I mean, if you're cruising down Highway 7, it's traffic light after traffic light, but getting to one and it's green, it's like, woohoo!
Or you come up on it and you see it turn green.
Yeah. Or you get to a green arrow and it's like, oh, look at the green arrow.
I can go.
Or when you're trying to pull out of your development where your house is.
Yeah.
And you have to pull onto a busy road and it takes forever to get across because there's so much traffic. But there's immediately an opening. It's great. Love that.
Vaughn, do you have any tiny joys?
Probably specifically when I get the little popcorn kernel thing stuck out of my teeth.
Yeah.
That thing it's not a kernel. It's the little piece. It's the worst because you can never get it out unless you have a toothpick. But when I sit here and focus doing it with my tongue and I get it out, amen.
Ooh, nice.
It's
Jenny,
a gratifying feeling.
A tiny joy.
I would say that getting a spot in the Costco parking lot in St. Louis Park, which is an absolute zoo that isn't 5 miles away. That is the moment you know you've won. Even if you don't get great deals at Costco, you've won because you got a spot close to the entrance.
Yeah, you got a deal on a spot there at Costco.
Exactly. I would say also when you're filling your gas tank and it goes right to $45 or whatever roundabout it stops. It's like,
whoa,
it's even.
How did it happen?
When the number's even.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
We have some text messages that have little tiny joys that they'd like to share. The last chip in the chip bag. And loving the crumbles afterwards. This one is
tilting that back in your mouth. Like, it's extra salty. Yeah.
This one says TMI, but a clean wipe after number 2. Love that for you. It is a tiny joy, David. You can't deny.
I agree with them. Yeah.
Tiny Joy is finding an 8-hour parking spot close to my office, not just a 4-hour one blocks away. That's nice. When you're parking, by the hour, when they make your drink perfectly at the coffee shop.
Yes.
Tiny joy.
It is kind of hit and miss. I saw a funny meme. I just got this a little while ago. A listener sent it to me, speaking of coffee. It said something like, to make Starbucks at home, simply pour hot water over cigarette ashes. And I love that because it's funny, because that's about what it tastes like.
Not even true.
Someone else has ones that says a hot beverage that's just hot enough to feel the warmth go down and spread after you swallow. That sounds lovely.
But not too
hot.
Yes.
This one says, in the morning, I send the elevator back down to the main floor just to make someone happy. That's cute. So these are tiny joys that maybe you can look in your life and think, what has brought me joy today? And try to seek those out a little bit more.
I'll
That's
give you
the
one.
Daily Bailey, folks. Yeah.
Hearing your favorite song on the radio.
Yeah.
That's a really good one.
It's a good
like
one.
that one a
And
lot.
you're like, turn it up.
Or when you're walking through Cub and they play something that's like, whoa, I remember that song.
I know this song.
That's Maroon 5.
Right, exactly. I haven't thought of Jason Mraz in years.
That's true.
Exactly.
All right, here's your keyword for a different artist named Kendrick Lamar. We're going to get you into the show. All you got to do is use that talkback feature on the iHeartRadio app. I demonstrated it here on the radio. Even an idiot like me can figure it out. You're on KDWB on the iHeartRadio app. Set us as a preset just to make it a little bit easier to access. Then you get us, boom, right away without searching. And then up in the top, there's a red and white microphone button. Tap that. It'll say, okay, record your message in 3, 2, 1. And all you got to do is say the keyword is stars. That's all you got to do. Say the keyword is stars. And if you want to say something else, I don't care, as long as you say the keyword is stars. And then you're qualified and you're set and you're good to go. We had a winner just a little while ago. Candy Lane was our big winner. And God, was Candy Lane excited.
She was indeed.
It was so cool. All right, so keep listening. Use that keyword and go on the talkback feature. Stars is the keyword. Good luck from KDWB.